What is people, process, and systems? How do you demystify that? This one's super easy. It's actually super simple. I pause on this for a minute because sometimes we get trapped in jargon that comes out of MBA programs or business administration degrees. First off, look, if you're not in business, if you're not doing business, you're not administering anything. Business administration is a soft skill. It bothers me. Technically, I have put study into business administration, but your hard skill, what you devote your life to, can't be the administering of businesses. Do you follow me? And an MBA is a master's. It's a pursuit of academia in the administering of businesses. Okay, so people, process, and systems. It should really be people, systems, and then processes. And I explain it that way because for a startup, you are limited. You're not limited in the systems that you can use, but budget should matter to you. So systems are things like, what is your email system going to be? And honestly, that matters a lot. In my opinion, I think the Microsoft suite is garbage for most startups. I'm sorry. I guess I'll never get that sponsorship, but man, when I walk to an organization and they're on Outlook, I loathe it. Enterprise-wise, as an enterprise IT, I understand why people are going with those Exchange servers and those Exchange services, but your email is a system because that lays the foundation for your collaboration, which you might not think about. But what happens when you've got a guy in Detroit and a guy in Chicago and a guy in New York? Like, how are you going to collaborate? The Gmail business suite it solved that a long time ago, and it scales up from small businesses to big businesses. But this isn't an advertisement for Google or Gmail or the products. My point is, your systems, the business is built on platforms. The day of, people used to say that code writers are kings, but most of the kings have been made already. And yeah, there are market disruptors. There are new systems out that come out all the time. There are aggregators that you can put in place to combine some of these features. But your business, when you set out with your idea, your focus should be, how do I reach my market? How do I serve the market? Now, what systems can I put my service or product onto? So if you're a personal trainer, for example, there are copious amounts of, they're wonderful, I'm using some of them now. There's apps where trainers have put their programs onto it. One of them's called Tribe, one of them's called Fit, I think. But I'm utilizing, I have a running coach on one. I've got Kelly Starrett, my man, mobility coach. His is actually homegrown, so that doesn't count. But Kelly Starrett, my man, I still want to give him a shout out. There's a bodyweight warrior program out there. I don't know, do more pull-ups. But it's on a platform already. That entrepreneur didn't have to recreate the wheel. And that is it's a game changer. It's a force multiplier. You want to think of it that way. You have a service, you have a product you want to give out, there are systems in place. So people, process, systems, in my opinion, it's actually systems nowadays first, especially for the startup. You got to think about your business idea, how you want to reach the market, what systems will support it, what's going to be your email, what's going to be your content delivery system. And you can't just say social media. Social media can shut you down in a minute. And that's not even about politics, so to speak. It's just anything can happen. That's not your kitchen. It's not your house. You didn't build it. If something comes along and it's not working on that platform and your whole business was on that platform, you're out of business now. So what are you going to use to advertise? All these are systems. Then you eventually have people. As a startup, your goal, in my opinion, as every founder should be, how can I create this business so it runs without me? There are three levels to every business. You are an individual contributor, if you want to think about it. You are grinding, you're hustling, you're putting your service out into the market, you're acquiring customers, you're doing everything you can to meet those customers' needs to serve that market. You're doing it by yourself. Then you have to scale that into, so it's 1-to-1 as your first one. Then you have to scale that into 1-to-many. How can I do the same thing and hit many? And so for a personal trainer, that translates into group classes, boot camps, having more people. So your 1 hour is spent serving more people and receiving more value in return. For most of the tech companies, they start off 1-to-many. For website hosting platforms, their goal is to build one thing that serves many people. What else? Chefs and restaurants, how can I spend more time prepping so that my 1 hour serves more things? You see that Chipotle, after they had the salmonella scandal. This is anecdotal at best. I didn't read any reports, but I just noticed when I started going into Chipotle's after that in Colorado, all of the ingredients now were pre-prepared. They were bagged up. And that was it to mitigate health reasons, to comply with certain health reasons. But also in my head, I noticed, hey, you got a 1-to-many there. They could probably centralize a lot of their preparation into one region and then send that out to the different units. Okay, so 1-to-1, 1-to-many, and then your next goal as any entrepreneur, you got to get to passive income as soon as possible. How is your business working for you when you're sleeping, when you're got the wife and kids on vacation, when you're in a cenote? I don't know why I'm so happy about that, but when you are in a water cave in the Yucatan, and then your systems are working for you. So people also come in and then run those things that the systems can't. So why I say processes is last, or why this whole triangle works, is because you can't come to your business with process first. That seems like the orderly way to do it. The A-type personalities are going to want to do that. The micromanaging supervisors are going to want to do that. But you got to stop. You got to start with the people, the systems. The combination of the people and the systems will produce natural. They will beget processes. So you should spend time sitting down with your people, training them on your systems, whether that's training them on your actual systems, the gears that turn your business, and work together to create processes. So what are people, processes, and systems? It's kind of a buzzword, but it's important. I mean, a business is built on people and systems, and from that stem processes. And if you spend time acknowledging where your strengths and weaknesses are on the people and systems, you can come together with good processes. The processes matter because your business, your empowering of the managers that work for you, the people that work for you, should come from being clear on your processes, your protocol, your flow chart. I'll give you one example and I'm gonna let you go. When I worked as the director of worldwide operations for the tech firm, I had managers in Tokyo, in Sydney, in Dublin, and then our headquarters were in Denver. And so it's a follow the sun support model. It's intentional. We do that because you want 24 hours of humans on your business. But also, if you're the director of that, I mean, you could potentially get an urgent call at 2 a.m. And that just wasn't going to fly for me. So I built processes with my managers. I told them, these are acceptable decisions. These are our systems. These are the parameters. And I will never, ever, ever come after you for making a decision if you can come back to me and explain to me why you made that decision based on my processes. So that doesn't mean that everything goes correct, but you have to set in room for failure there. And then you have better managers. And, that resulted in me, I would put my phone on Do Not Disturb by 9 p.m. eventually, and I wouldn't turn that thing back on until 7. So, I would tell them I'll take a text message till 10 p.m. or call me until 7 p.m. But the important key is the processes stem from your people and your systems, and then you use the processes to empower the people that work for you, so you set them up for success. So really, it's not people, processes, systems. It's people today, people, systems, processes. Hope this helps.